Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. We've been doing a lot of streaming over on Twitch. This is a YouTube exclusive here on my Patreon. We've had a lot of requests for this one over on the Discord. This is the CM-15 right here. Of course, comes in that classic plastic case that we've all seen before with the TX-6 and TP-7. And of course, you already know the size of these devices. They're tiny, right? Everybody's like, oh, these are so small. They're so much smaller than I thought. Yeah, well, check it out. CM-15 right here comes boxed like this, and it's even smaller than you think because they got the manual packed right in there. So you pick it up and you're like, man, this is small. Then you go ahead and take it out of the plastic and it's even smaller than you think. So there you go. You got the CM-15 right there. You can see right there the mic inside, the casing there, classic Teenage Engineering design, loving it. There you go. So now let me know what you think in the comments down below. Go ahead and ring those notifications. And if you're on the Discord, just go ahead and give a thumbs up and a like. Here we got the CM-15 by Teenage Engineering. We're gonna go ahead and check out all this gear today. Stay tuned, lots coming up. Got a bunch of new devices. We're gonna check them out. Stick around. See you soon. All right, we're gonna start off by looking at the cases, different accessories for these products. Here, the CM-15 comes with its own bag. That's pretty nice. They included that right ahead in the package originally. Didn't have to buy that separately. Let's check out CM-15 going in there. Pull it closed, looking pretty good. Is it gonna come out? It's not coming out. Love it. I could throw this in my backpack. Super lightweight, of course. I mean, these things are tiny, so they're not gonna weigh very much. You got this bag, it feels like it's good enough to throw in my backpack. I don't think I'm gonna damage it. I mean, it's a really good, robust design. Really high quality materials on the device itself. So yeah, you got this little protected bag. It's pretty cool. I dig it. I like it more than the previously released field accessory little pouch bag that looked basically the same. I don't know, feels like a different material to me. I returned that first one I ordered, so I can't really compare them right now for you. Just gotta take my word for it. This feels a little bit better to me. But yeah, I'm into this little bag. Again, nice that they included it. Didn't need to buy it for another, 20 bucks extra. That's cool. Wish they would have done the same for the TP-7 and TX-6. Of course, you get that plastic case again, and you can fit two devices in there at the same time. Let's go ahead and put the CM-15. We'll put it over here on this side, and we can go ahead and put let's try the TP-7. Got to take your 1/4 inch adapter out right there, so it'll fit in the case. Let's drop it in, see how it looks. Pretty slick right there. There you go. You got your TP-7, CM-15 right there in your plastic case. Slide it closed, slide it open. Not too bad. Again, could throw that in my backpack. It's looking pretty good. We can try out one more case here. I got the triple accordion bag, field accessory. Right over here, open it up. You got your 3 compartments right there. Of course, we saw Tobias showing this off at the Super Booth this year. Let's take our TX-6, pull out the adapter. I think it'll fit better. Gonna drop this in from the top here. And there you got your TX-6. I'm gonna put that one there in the middle. You could choose to put it on the back or in the front. That's up to you. Let's see if we can get these things out of here now. It's pretty tight in there. We got it. CM-15 right there in the back. That's looking pretty good. Not too bad. Let's see if we get that TP-7 there in the front. Right over here. Is it gonna fit? Yeah. Are we gonna make it there on the side? We made it. It's cool. It's in. Gonna go ahead and Velcro that closed. Yeah, that's pretty nice. That's pretty good. I definitely use this, I think, over, obviously the plastic case. I mean, I got the 3 devices here. This only holds the 2. If you got that 2, if you got your, for example, your CM-15, and then you got your TX-6 or TP-7, whatever, maybe it's not bad. But at the end of the day, that's a lot of extra room put in my bag. I think I'm gonna go with the accordion bag all day long. That's pretty sweet, feels pretty secure. Again, not too heavy. They're really small devices, really well made. Well, when they work, definitely. They're well made. When they're not working, then they got some quality control issues. We all know about that, right? But check this out. They're not falling out. That's going in my backpack. I'm loving it. I would definitely use this in my backpack. Let's get that TX. No, that's the TP-7. Little surprise, thought it was a TX-6. Forgot I put that one in the middle. They're a little bit hard to get out. How are we getting this out? There you go. And we got the CM-15 over here. Kind of gonna slide it out there. Working pretty good. Yeah, I like that bag. It's good. I give it a thumbs up. You can tell me in the Discord channel comments what you think. Are you gonna thumbs up this? So between these two bags, not too bad for the CM-15. I think that's working out really nice. All right, let's check out what's next. We're gonna check out how the CM-15 sounds. Of course, everybody's been wondering about that. Right now, I got CM-15 going through the OB4 in ambient mode, and I set the gain on CM-15 to 2. So you can already hear it's picking up my voice this far away. Let's see what happens if I move it closer to my mouth. Check it out. Blowing on the mic there a little bit. Now, much closer to my mouth. Sounds pretty nice through ambient mode there on the OB4. Kind of loving that. All right, we're gonna change the gain setting now. Let's go ahead and move that gain setting from 2 down to 1. And already here you can hear that, it's not picking up my voice like when we started off with the gain setting on 2. If I move it closer to my mouth, we're gonna hear that again through the OB4. Check it out. Man, it's gonna get hard to remember all these abbreviations for all the TE product names as we keep going on this video, but I'm gonna try my best. You can hear now it's much closer to my mouth. We got the gain setting on 1. Sounding pretty good. And another fun thing is, that's crazy, right? It's not feeding back at all. I love it. That's sounding pretty cool. Sounding super nice. Yeah, that's good. CM-15 through OB4 ambient mode. That's great. All right, we're gonna go ahead and compare CM-15 to a bunch of different devices. We got the Tula going on over there. We're gonna try it out through the TP-7 internal mic and the OP1F. So stick around. Stick around. All right, I got stuck on this OB4 ambient mode, like CM straight into the OB4. And this over here is the Yuri Suzuki ambient machine. So I'm gonna go ahead and mic up the back of that machine. We're gonna hear a few more sounds of that through the OB4 ambient mode because, yeah, it's super fun. Here we go. Love it. There, we got a little bit of feedback going on there at the end, cranking up the OB4, but man, overall, I mean, any other mic I got would be feeding back immediately. Hey, I'm not a mic guy, so y'all can leave in the comments, everybody's gonna be like, hey, I got a mic that doesn't feed back, it don't cost $1,200. That's coll. Love it. Let me know what it is. I don't know mics at all, so digging it. I mean, I got a couple mics for a couple things I use, but for the most part, all the mics I'd have in this sort of setup, that would not be working out right now. So it's pretty sweet, right? Like even if I turn it towards the OB4, we all good. That's crazy. I love it. Let's keep going. Okay, we got the CM-15 hooked up to the TP-7. I just did a straight voice memo into TP-7 without the CM-15. Then I plugged the CM-15 here, input 1, and just recorded it. Again, gain setting on 1 on the CM-15. And obviously quite a noticeable difference in sound quality. Let's check it out. Here we go. Let's try the We'll do the memo one. We can hear that. I know it's not going to really work out here on the YouTubes, but take my word for it. We'll talk about it here in a little bit. Let's hear this.
Check, test, check, test, check, test, check, test.
All right, let's try out the CM-15 recording.
Check, test, check, test.
So yeah, it's really hard for you to hear, obviously, but the thing is, on the CM-15 recording, it definitely is a better quality. I mean, the TP-7 internal mic, it's not bad, I have to say. I mean, picked up a lot of ambience as well, a little bit not quite as high a sound quality, or overall sound richness, I'd have to say, here in person when I'm hearing them back to back. I'm pretty surprised though at the internal mic on the TP-7. It did a decent job, sounded pretty good, but definitely the CM-15, when you record in through there, as you would expect, just sounded really good, sounded better than the internal mic. Thank goodness, right? I mean, otherwise, why are we here using this? But yeah, overall, I like how both sounded. Definitely CM-15 and the TP-7 sounded really great. There's no way that's going to translate through in this video. Sorry about that. If you got a chance, pick them both up, try it out for yourself. I think you're gonna like what you hear. All right, we had CM-15 here on the OP1 field. Obviously, I mean, any mic you're gonna plug into here, it's gonna sound better, I guess, than this internal mic. I'd say the TP-7 internal mic sounded a lot better than this one. Again, this is kind of going to be useless, but here we are. So let's try it out just for fun. I got on track 1, the CM-15, track 2, internal mic. We can switch between the two, just mute them off and on. Here we go.
Check, test, test.
This is CM-15.
Check, test.
Man, it sounds super clean, super good.
Check, test, test, check, test, test.
That's the internal mic on the OP1 field. And again, I tested them out, tried to be as consistent as I could in terms of like volume of my voice, distance from the mic, sound quality, but there's no point, right? Like, we're talking internal mic here versus like a real mic plugged into the input. So it's really not a comparison, but just for fun, I thought like the TP-7 held up pretty good compared to the CM-15. Obviously here on the OP1 field, CM-15 into here sounds super sweet. Internal mic, like, it's okay, it's an internal mic, but it's nowhere near as close as good sounding as having a mic plugged in here. All right, we're gonna try it out on the Tula coming up next. All right, what can I say? Again, this isn't gonna do you any good, but I just did a bunch of comparison recordings through the Tula mic, through the CM-15. And for my taste, for what I use, I do some podcasting. Obviously, I do a lot of gear reviews here on my YouTube channel. I'm pretty famous for that. For my use case, I'd say the Tula mic, with the noise canceling on, don't sound bad. Like, it's just a different quality of sound than the CM-15. CM-15 is super like sublime, like super nice range of all the audio frequencies. I mean, Tula sounds great with noise canceling on. I'd say, again, because also Tula's like got the built-in recorder, it's just all in one device. For my taste, I could totally roll with this for my podcasting. Again, also because it has like the different sort of sound fields there on the mic, so it captures, I can do a podcast with someone else and capture sound all the way around the mic. Here on the CM-15, we really have that that sound pattern where you're just getting the sound from the front of the mic, of course, as it was designed. Tula mic without the noise canceling on, man, CM-15 all day long. But Tula mic with noise canceling on, I don't know. Again, that I can record a podcast with one Tula with like multiple people sitting around it, and it's got a built-in recorder. That's pretty cool. I'm sure CM-15 like through TP-7, and if like every podcast guest had a CM-15, that would sound pretty good too. But yeah, right now I'd say it's pretty much a tie for me. I got Tula with noise canceling on versus CM-15. Definitely different tone in the sound. CM-15, I think probably at the end of the day sounds better. But yeah, for what I'm using it for, probably just going to stick with my Tula for my podcasting. Again, it's just like all on one device. Just throw it in my bag. Don't have to worry about other cables or anything else. Just set it up and start recording. It's good enough for what I do. Not doing anything too crazy with it. CM-15 sounded awesome, but yeah, you got that price point to think about, right? So I don't know. There you go. Got to try them out for yourself if you can. Love it. And of course, just for fun, we got CM-15 going through TX-6. Got the effects on, whatever, just to check this out. A little example here. So I'm going to talk into the CM-15, running the TX-6, put some effects on the voice through the OB4. Here we go. All right, so here we got the reverb on, reverb off. Sounds like normal, right? You got some reverb, and I got some freeze. I got the freeze effect there going. Right, so yeah, sounds great. Sounds good over here live as I'm recording this on my phone. And pretty nice. Yeah, that can be really fun to do, and also really annoying. But whatever. It's like you got this any mic you can throw into the TX-6, but hey, this is sounding pretty good. It's pretty fun. Love the size. Love that you don't need any phantom power, and you got your analog out, straight into channel 1. We can also plug this up with the USB-C. Hey, this isn't a tutorial, right? We're just having some fun here, some teenage engineering products, and we got some even more fun ones coming up pretty soon. So hang around for that. We're gonna do a few more tests. Let's get going. Okay, before we go any farther, I'm gonna do a little bit of an update on the TP-7. I did a little TP-7 review, and there's a couple of new things I wanted to share with everyone. So obviously we all know, if you got your USB-C here in the TP-7, and then you hook it up USB-C to the TX-6, right? You get your 12 mono multi-track or 6 stereo multi-track on TP-7, right? And we all know that if you don't have USB-C cable hooked up there, then you're only going to get 3 stereo multi-track wave files on the TP-7. Well, what you can do is, if you're not around your TX-6 or you don't have a TX-6, it's super easy. Just go into your computer and make basically a template. You could make it. It can be like 1 second long or however long you want. It doesn't really matter. Go ahead and make a 6 stereo multi-track wave file, and then you can just load that up here on TP-7, and then you can just have the 6 tracks instead of 3 without the TX-6, right? And because the TP-7 can extend recordings, that kind of dummy or that like blank 6 layer wave file, it can be like 1 second long. You select it here on TP-7, and then you just go to overdub, and you can record on any of the 6 tracks, and you can extend it as long as you want. And that way you can get the full functionality of the 6 tracks on the TP-7 without needing to have the TX-6. And you can load up as many of those dummy files as you want on here, in your library, and you just access them out and about whenever you want. And you got your 6 tracks instead of only 3 that it comes with, without having that sort of file already loaded on here, or with the, the native functionality of connecting it with the TX-6. And the other fun thing from the TP-7, which I learned, which is super cool. So you got your 3, your analogs, ins or outs here on the top. And apparently what you can do is, if you got, let's say, for example, a 3-track wave file on here, you want to play it back, you can assign each of those tracks a different output. So you could have 3 different speakers, for example, if you got, 3 OB4s or whatever you want to do. Here on your output number 1 could be the drums. You could have your melody and vocals or whatever separated out into different parts of the room. That's pretty cool. I'm definitely going to play around with that for some of my performances, get some spatial audio going on. And that's really, really fun with a small device like this. So yeah, go ahead and check out that. You can just assign in the menu these ins and outs here, whichever track you want to do. I mean, the one thing, again, from my my TP-7 review. I was a little disappointed. I thought on the announcement when they came out with the device that these could be assigned ins or outs in any sort of combination, but it seems they can only be all outs or all ins. But pretty nice that as all outs, they can just be assigned to different tracks of your playback. All right, coming up next, we got the Teenage Engineering Stem Player. Let's check it out. All right, here we got the Teenage Engineering Stem Player that was in collaboration with Kanye West. Now I changed his name to Ye, but back at the time of this collaboration, it's called Kanye West. And I mean, I guess intellectually I knew that this thing was tiny, but emotionally I don't know, it didn't compute. For some reason, you know, if you just go to like Google image search and just search like Teenage Engineering Stem Player, many photos of this are just in isolation, right? Like it's just a photo of the device without somebody holding it in their hand. For some reason, I just thought like, because it really is the same in one way, like emotionally, it's the same form factor as the TX-6, right? So like, I thought it was just going to be the same size of the TX-6. I just wasn't paying attention. I don't know. It caught me off guard. It's tiny, right? Like TX-6, it's small. I mean, check this out. This is just crazy. So here you have like, look, you know, that's on the back of the TX-6. It's just like, it's even smaller. And man, I would love to hear from somebody who actually knows the whole story of all this. I was thinking that, you know, back at Super Booth, there was that little demo lecture talk that TE gave. You know, Jesper was there, Tobias was there, and they were talking about some of the history of the TX-6, talking about how they wanted it to be as big as a box of snooze, and then they kind of settled on this form factor of like a box of cards, and they've been working on this for many, many years, because of course a lot of people knew about the TE stem player well before the TX-6 was announced or released, right? So everybody was just thinking like, oh, the TE stem player, you know, it didn't have a commercial release. And so they just like pivoted and turned it into a TX-6. And for a long time, I don't know, just based on the evidence we had, like that's obviously what we all thought had happened. Going back and hearing that lecture at Super Booth, you know, they were working on TX-6 for years and years, like way longer than when we first heard about the TE stem player with the, you know, Jesus is King era Kanye West album. And so I was just thinking like, oh, maybe, you know, because I know Virgil was hanging around with TE a lot, right? And so for sure, like Ye met TE through him or something, who knows? And then it was just like, oh, well, we're working on this TX-6 thing. We can just like take some of those components that are all like, you know, custom made, like the sliders here and whatnot. And we can just like throw that into like a little hardware version of a stem player for Ye. No, it's not the same. It's not the same. I mean, sure, they're like just physically shorter. I mean, it is the same size, you know, like actual controls there, and these little mute switches are the same size and whatnot. But yeah, whatever. It's tiny. It's so much smaller than the TX-6, and I just wasn't ready for that. I wasn't paying attention. It's super cool. Like this stem player is amazing. It's so much, for my taste, it's so much nicer than the Cano one. Cano, who knows how to say that? The other stem player, the commercially released one, right? We're gonna do a comparison of those two together, you know. Let's do it right now. All right, the first thing that we said is, you know, this commercially released one, this Cano stem player, I love it. I mean, it's great. I thought it was such a cool device. It has so much functionality. It's super small, you know, really nice form factor. It's fun that it's round. It's fun that it's squishy. Has got this silicone cover on it. It's fun that it's got the built-in speaker, you know, Bluetooth, all that good stuff. Got the effects on it. So yeah, it was super good times. But man, I like the TE one so much better. There's a couple of reasons why. We'll get into that in a second, but let's just check out first of all the size. I mean, the Cano stem player is just tiny, right? But like the TE1's even smaller. It's crazy how small it is. Like, I can't get over how small the TE1 is. You just hide it behind there, like, no problem. Totally funny. We can check out the volume of both here. Let's see. Here we got the TE1. It's also got a built-in speaker here on the top. Oh, got to turn it on. That helps, right? Here we go. It's loud. Yeah, it's super loud. It's nice. All right, let's check out this one over here. Obviously, it depends on like what material you're playing through it, but like, I think it's pretty loud, right? But man, this sounds so much better. You probably can't hear it through the phone, but the sound quality on the internal speaker on the TE1, man, that sounds good. And again, like, I should probably just load up like Jesus is King on the Cano one, but like, yeah, the speaker on the TE1, I can't believe like how good it sounds. It's like so tiny. It's stupid loud, but like it's good quality. Like this one here, when it's going really loud, tends to distort a little bit. And again, it's not fair to compare like the two without the same song on it, but like, yeah, well, anyway, really blown away by the sound quality of the TE1. Another reason I like it is just, again, it's like, I like it better than the Cano one is like the physical controls. So you have the sliders here and it's just so nice. Like it's so tactile. That's why we love, hardware, right? Like it's not the iPhone screen or your iPad or whatever. And there is some element of that on the Cano stem player where it's like, it's nice that to have this control with the LED feedback and you got the haptics inside. So like, that's super cool with the haptics, right? But there's something about the granularity of this control of sliding your fingers on it that's just not, I don't know. Like oftentimes I'll go to solo a stem on here and because I got like really big chunky fingers, I guess, it has a hard time like registering sometimes. Or like I don't hit it precisely the right spot or something. I don't know. So yeah, love this device. Nice with the haptics on it. It has it's a good feel, right? It's like a nice object to hold with this soft silicone on it. But it just, for me, doesn't beat like actual hardware, your sliders and your buttons and switches and stuff. Like it's just this is so much, and they feel great. Like these switches just feel great. Like yeah. There's just no doubt, like there's just no ambiguity between like, hey, is the stem up or down, or like where do I touch it to like change that, right? It's just stupid to say, but yeah, hey, physical controls. And this is somewhere halfway between like, I'd say a touch screen and a physical control. But yeah, love the TE1. So let's get into some of the functions of this unit now. All right, first thing to say is that here, this comes preloaded with the Jesus is King album. And as of right now, as far as I know, there's no way to load on your own stems or anything else on this player. So it only has Jesus is King for the moment. And yeah, who knows if that's ever going to get hacked. People have been trying for a long time, I guess. Still haven't figured it out. But here you have like your on-off switch right here. Here you have your, as far as I can tell, like battery levels. I don't know what this little hole is there. Kind of like a mic, right? I gotta check that out. I gotta ask my sources, like what's going on with that little hole, if that's a mic or something. It's definitely not listed on the known instructions that we have. These shipped with, they came in a case, and they came with a original a USB cable. Right here, super nice design. I love the Love the the TE USB cable design with this like squared, squared part into the rounded part there. Super great. So this is like the original USB cable that it came with. But a bunch of these were found in a warehouse lately that didn't have any cases on them. So this shipped without the case to me, but it's totally mint. Super nice, like brand new. And yeah, wow, what's up with that? You got this little hole over here, and then there's two of them. There you go, there's another one there. Wonder what's up with that? No idea. So who knows? Who knows what's going on with that? All right, so you got your power button here, and then you got play up there. Play, pause. And then here's your different tracks up here. You have like a little rocker here, so like up, forward, next track, previous track. There. Of course, you got your solos down here. And what's cool about the solo switches, or like your mute solos, right, is like, I can have the volume all the way down on it, but I can still solo it. That's super cool. Love it. And if you hold the power button, there's extra functions like you got your fast forward. Right, reminds you a little bit of like TP-7, OB4, OP1 with like the tape effects, right? If you hold down, again, the power button or like the shift, you got special effects here on these mute switches. And if you hold down the play button, then you get a loop. And then here on top, you got your speaker and you got volume up and down. Here on the bottom, USB-C for charging, headphone out, and then this is like a pocket operator's sync. Got to be careful with the copyright strike. I like it, chord masters always like, yeah, got to check out my copyright strike. So, because you got to monetize this content, right? So here we go. It's the TE stem player. That's like basic functionality. And then we got the special hidden features coming up next. All right, so to get into the advanced mode here on the TE stem player, once it's turned on, you just hold down the power button and the play button until all the lights flash, right? So those lights are flashing, and now you can use your volume control up here to like advance to page 3 or page 4 or page 1. So like page 1 is your basic functions, and then you also got different sync modes like on the pocket operators with these pages. Let's check out page 2. So here we go. If I loop, and then I can use the volume buttons to like What's nice is you can stack up a lot of the functions on here. So when you're looping, you can use the effects, and you know, you can play forward and reverse and whatnot, like stack up all the functions at the same time. Just gotta have some finger combos to press everything as it's all going together. But yeah, what a sweet little device. Totally love it. TE stem player, check it out. All right, we're gonna do a few little last looks here. I just wanted to show that on the accordion bag, you can actually, just so you know, you can leave in your adapters here, your headphone adapters on each unit. That's pretty sweet. So you don't need to take those out like you do on the plastic case. Everything fits in there, really good. Loving this bag, loving this unit altogether. Really cool, you can leave those in there. No problem at all. Fits perfect, check it out. All right, winding this down. A few more things to look at though. I know you're asking like, hey, what's going on with that $120 tripod? Is that like a thing? Yeah, it's a thing. I mean, it's a $120 tripod. I don't know, is it better than the $2 one that's kind of the same? Yeah, I guess so. It says here, tripod menu, you can't really read it on my camera, but like designed by Teenage Engineering and made in China. That was kind of fun. But yeah, it's good enough. Like I say, the CM-15, it's super lightweight. So it feels really good on the tripod, of course, with the mic adapter, mic stand adapter, super good. Why not, you know? Why not get the tripod as well? It's fine. I mean, one thing I haven't seen anybody talking about yet is like, can the TE stem player fit under the mic stand? Like, absolutely, check it out. That's no problem at all. That's a good clearance. That's a good amount of clearance there. So if you're worried about that, you can definitely take your TE stem player, put it right there underneath the tripod, no problem at all. Looking good. Yeah, it's fine. I don't know. Do you need the $120 mic stand? Maybe not. It's okay. Yeah, why not? It looks pretty slick, right? It's a piece of art. It's a sculpture. I say you're getting a bargain. So one thing you'll notice is that when you got that mic stand adapter on, you can't really access the kickstand on here. Which I don't know if you got the mic stand adapter on and you're on the tripod, you don't need the kickstand. Theoretically, I don't know, maybe you do. But yeah, it's got that kickstand there, so it stands up. It's okay. I don't know. Why not? It's fine, I guess. It works. It's kind of funny. Kickstands are funny. But there you go. It's there. It's a thing. CM-15. Teenage Engineering. All right, that's all for now. I'm gonna play some TX-6 here while I hang out with my stem player. Thanks for watching. Go ahead and ring that bell for more notifications. I don't know what's coming out next from TE. Maybe this is the last review. This is it, This is all we get. But don't worry. Other people will talk about TE after this. It's all good. Whoa, this is like my high score right now. Love it. So much fun. I have a Yamaha mixer. It doesn't do this at all. Pretty sweet. It'd be nice if you could map like this game to like the effects or something. All right, y'all. This was CM-15, TX-6, TP-7, OP4, OP1, and the stem player. All right. See you down the road.